Parents, I'm sure most of you strive to maintain a healthy and happy home life for your spouse and children. Caring about your family is something that is almost innate to every human being. However, your desire to maintain a healthy home and your actions taken towards maintaining a healthy home are not necessarily one and the same. Mental health issues aren't exactly easy to spot in our loved ones. It's very easy to take certain behaviors that your child exhibits and chalk them up to be their personality or their attitude. In actuality, you could just be missing the crucial bit of information that points towards a mental health complication. Even though you care, it is easy to let these signs slip past you as you get caught up in everyday life. Something that you will need to keep in mind from this point on is an openness to the idea that your child could be dealing with a mental health issue. Hopefully, I could convince you to do so by the end of my time here today. You might be asking, what are these signs that I could be missing? Well, the Mayo Clinic points to a few key signs that show that your child is dealing with mental health complications. One sign could be the avoidance of socialization, like locking themselves in their room to play video games or scroll through their phone, or irritability when the slightest things seem to bother them significantly. It's easy to brush these things off as normal, especially when they go on for prolonged periods of time. However, if your child is exhibiting a combination of these symptoms, it is likely that something is going on with their mental health. It was found in a study by numerous health organizations in the United States that a parent's perception on the state of their child's mental health was a heavy indicator on whether or not that child received proper care from mental health services. Now, this study may seem like a no-brainer. It would make sense that if you as a parent didn't think anything was wrong with your child, you wouldn't be seeking out a solution for a problem that wasn't there. Nonetheless, this is exactly why you need to be careful. I find it necessary to discuss the importance of seeking out the best possible treatment for your child in the case that they are in need of it. When it comes to mental health, it is undeniably important to seek out the best possible care for your child. Studies found that higher quality care of patients received was directly related to longer lasting results after treatment. Now, if you are going to do something, you might as well do it right the first time around, especially when it comes to the quality of your child's life. Another study found that it is equally important to provide the appropriate care for the patient's goals as it is to continue care over the long term. In other words, communicating with your child to understand what would make them generally happier is an important step in finding the proper health treatment for them. Now, this is not necessarily easy, as your child might not have the ability to accurately communicate what is going on in their mind, especially at their young age. Have no fear though, as this can often be figured out by trained professionals. The CDC recommends behavioral therapy for a wide variety of mental health issues, so choosing a reputable behavioral therapist could be critical for getting the results you and your child are seeking. While remaining open-minded and seeking out the best possible care for your child are important behaviors on your behalf, there remains one more critical element for ensuring your child remains in or attains a state of good mental health. Establishing proper self-care techniques within your child and encouraging positive habits cannot be foregone when it comes to their mental health. In a study about self-management playing a role in combating depression, over 100 subjects were able to successfully combat their depression after going through the self-management program. Now, as a parent, it is up to you to decide and guide your child through this process of staying mentally well, whether it be through introducing child-friendly self-care techniques for them to exercise or through rewarding their positive habits. I am sure that you can understand that it would be a bit naive to believe that a child can handle this process of self-improvement and self-maintenance entirely on their own. That is why I'm calling on you to take the initiative of developing your own skills that benefit your mental health so that you can pass them on to your child. In the book Maintaining Mental Strength, Amy Morin talks about a list of things that mentally strong people do not do. One underlying theme in this book is that maintaining proper mental health is an ongoing task. Be not weary of the time this may take to develop in your child. The important thing is that you are taking steps in the right direction. Now, I'd like you to think about all your child can grow on to be, having a handle on maintaining their own mental health. Imagine seeing the joy in their eyes as they achieve success or try something new that they would have otherwise missed out on. Think about how much better their ability to deal with the environment they experience outside of the home would be if they had the necessary skills to remain positive and happy. At some point, you will lose the degree of influence you currently have over your child. Wouldn't you want to set them up to be ready to face the world on their own? Picture all the stress and sadness you could help them avoid in their later years by simply and successfully playing your role as the parent figure in their life now while your influence remains strong. The power is truly in your hands. To sum up what you need to do to take this active role in benefiting and maintaining your child's mental health, I've broken down the process into a few steps. First, you need to be open to the idea that your seemingly normal and content child might be dealing with something on the inside. Second, you must be prepared to deal with the lack of comfort while trying to figure out if everything is okay with your child. Third, you need to take action in the case that you think something is wrong based on some of the signs we discussed. And finally, you need to self-educate so that you can help instill positive habits in your child that will benefit them in the now and into the future. Don't be afraid to introduce to them some techniques that you yourself use or have used over the years. Things that you consider to be trivial can actually go a long way. And remember, when getting involved in something as touchy as a child's mind, be sure to lead with love. Thank you for your time.